Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to some more Ling Cage, episode 6 of season 2. Now, previously, on episode 5, we had a sad funeral scene for Maidou. Maidou, it almost got me. Close, but no cigar. And then the rest of the episode was basically Marc playing video games. Quite uneventful, but interesting nonetheless. In any case, let us get into episode 6 of season 2.
你上次用这套设备从玛纳之华里震出的是谁的原质？
我的老伴儿啊，
也送入贮存设备了。
过去的事别提了。震蛊一旦开始，你将承受难以想象的痛苦，一定要挺住。取出脉朵之前，如果灵犀子被震碎，不光你会完蛋，他也会彻底消散。
反正后悔也来不及了，来吧。
让经络和体内的脏器渐渐放松下来，直到身体里每一个细胞都变得轻松，接受颂钵的震动。
我的身体，我这是在哪儿？
There's our boy, Mr. Marc.
这里的蝶谷吗？
现实也许和游戏一样。游戏时，我们用设备控制着代码组成了一个个角色，而现在，你脱离外界干扰，忘却自身杂念，脑中所有神经元同步，就能进入心神合一的心流状态。在这里，你既能控制自己的生命元质，也能驱动身体的最小单位。 真实宇宙千变万化，但都可以被东方古老的神秘符号所归纳。这个简单明了的秩序被称为阴阳，就像计算机中的0、1。
我怎么才能找到脉朵？
生命元质是信息、物质、能量3位一体的存在。在你的灵犀子里，必然存在着脉朵的能量信息，那是独属于它的坐标。心流控制状态也有极限，一定要抓紧时间。
那灵犀子究竟是以怎样的机制运行呢？
I'm not gonna lie. They're saying a bunch of stuff, but this is like, it's like when, shows and movies go into the technical mumbo jumbo and you're just kind of expected to go along with it.
我似乎在哪里见过。
Oh.
我的生命元质怎么是小时候的样子？还有这么多备份。
So somehow he was a clone that broke out? Question mark? Potentially? But then again, this is inside his head, so all of this could be some sort of hallucination instead. But then again, he wouldn't know. Like he wasn't in the chamber with all the clones.
这就是灵犀子里面吗？和外面的世界没什么区别。
Which means that he must have memories of the two, the clones.
沿着这个方向，是不是就能找到的？
And what exactly is one axe gonna do? Sniper? Oh. Well, well, well. Look who it is. Would make sense. She was also there after all.
冉冰，你不要命了？这里不安全，跟我来。
I wonder if the art style definitely is different, you know, from the first season or whatever. But I wonder if, I mean, her style is very different to the point where I can't tell if that's just the art style difference or if they've made her like look younger.
原来你没有，你还在。
你一直都在。
你说什么？
可你怎么好像回到了从前？
喂，你怎么回事？想死在这儿吗？喂。
So I guess she is younger here.
这身手真像马克。
你枪法不赖。
我是灯塔猎荒者冉冰，你是生活在地面上的人吗？
现在算是了吧。
我还是第一次在地面上看到活人。
Interesting.
除了身手，你长得也很像我们队长小时候。喂，你同伴呢？
我正在找他。
我也暂时联系不上同伴，先离开这里再说。
Interesting. Kind of weird though, not gonna lie. I would still imagine that most of this is just his own perception or his own hallucination.
他不知道自己在我的灵犀子里，记忆也回到了从前。他在灵犀子里太久会慢慢消散，我该怎么带他离开？可是他的身体……
根据灯塔搜救条款，愿意上缴武器的可以无条件收容。等找到你朋友，就跟我们走吧。
我听说过灯塔，那里的3大法则规定，不能有家人，也不能有情感，活着没滋味。我和朋友们都向往自由的生活，我永远都不会再回去了。
回去？怎么会？这是马克的重力体。
破晓，
你知道它的型号？
Considering this is basically just inside Mark's head,
你会看那玩意儿吗？
I'd imagine he should be able to control. He should be able to control most of everything.
重力体什么时候可以双人驾驶了？
哇，还能共享体感。
不好，神龟要来了！在这边。
还没学过驾驶重力体，别闹了。
没学过就不能开吗？你松手。
算了，先跑吧。
And into the hole, of course.
这是什么地方？
至少那些世界兽没追上了。这里也许已经不是你曾经生活的世界了。
你到底什么意思？刚才你说再也不想回到灯塔，还认得破晓的型号，你到底是谁？
其实
你是马克，在晨曦大厅繁育的后代。难怪灯塔的事你都知道。
冉冰，你快看！
Okay.
总指挥大人，近亲人造神经回路的刺激试验结果出来了。单细胞记录反馈的数据显示，巨脑细胞膜外的电位毫无变化。
所有的研究手段都用尽了，难道现有的思路要全部推翻？
I still assume that because all of this is in Mark's head, that he should be able to just control what happens. They're probably leaving it for later when you know they get into a bad situation or whatever. Then he realizes, oh, I can just it's in my head. There is no spoon. and then starts controlling everything, most likely. Okay. That's not good. That's really not good. That's what I said. Everything is an illusion. This, though, is a problem. Is it the brain taking control, and that's why... Oh! Oh! Damn! It's always pretty rough to get killed by a big blunt object. Some really weird shit going on here. Go into the cave.
我们进去看看。
To find what you seek, you must only seek it. Okay, but like, how would you, you know? Now what? Suck it out? Oh, it's one of them Doctor Strange portals. That's easy. Convenient.
回家了。 着的妄想，是末日冰冷的悲伤。当我们面对死亡，我轻轻吻你的额头，
你总算是回家了，我的朵儿。
这爱无法阻挡，不可却疯狂。我们活着，告诉每个人，生命是多么不可想象。
The music is really good. Then again, I'm a sucker for this type of music.
他去到什么地方了？这也可以从这里出去。不行，出去我就再也见不到你了。什么？你为什么这么说？干爹，我是马克。
I mean, the scenery
快醒醒！
The scenery definitely changes just like in a dream, not gonna lie. I don't know how it is for other people, but my dreams, this is pretty accurate. You go from one location to another as if nothing happened, as if it's the most normal thing in the world, but somehow everything just changes. And then there's this.
马丁在吗？
总指挥，我们都在。
大家冷静，要传感器信息给我。下降速度已经超过70米每秒，再持续下去会造成斯坦结构性损伤。
死区开启紧急管道，快点快点，来不及了！
快醒醒！你怎么会变成小孩？快醒醒啊！一定能醒的。只差一点了。快醒醒啊！
I mean, it's tense, but I don't think they're just gonna destroy the lighthouse just like that. So, you know, I feel like this is fake tension. Because we know that Marc isn't gonna die, and we know that the lighthouse isn't gonna die. So, it's like fake tension. You know, I'm not feeling the tension here, because I know that there's no way they would just destroy the lighthouse. Now, if they did, then I'd be surprised, but they're not going to. Too early to celebrate. And also, what exactly turned off the thrusters? Just a random malfunction or something? Somehow I doubt that.
总指挥，你没事吧？
总指挥，根据信息溯源，我们发现了锁定系统的指令来自克洛托。
什么？
Yeah, I had a
从10分
thought.
钟前开始排查克洛托的输出。
The Brian did something.
这里前后有细微的区别。
指令居然伪装成无害垃圾代码，
撤销它。
怎么会连静南总指挥都没有权限？
封锁消息，不要连线查尔斯。
真的吗？真是太有趣了。没想到发生过那么多事情。
曾经灯塔上的我们，就像井底之蛙。
是啊，生命迭代系统，人类潜能。我们的世界里，除了世纪兽，居然还有这么多谜团。唉，你真是有的学啦。
如果有你在身边，
别难过了，反正都已经这样了。
It is what it
世
is.
界也没那么糟。
Indeed.
在你的灵犀子里，我还是我呀，就像生命原质备份了我的一切，真有意思。哎，只可惜没看到你为了我去闯晨曦大厅，还揍了大狗，真有你的。变成世纪兽，一定很辛苦吧？
其实也没有那么……
真想看看你的怪物模样，一定很威风。
真想揍。
I'm not gonna lie, this show is so beautiful.
我是不是再也出不去了？
我一定会带你出去的。
听你说了我们未来那么多精彩的故事，真羡慕。每个人都会死，只不过是早晚而已。如果你说的都是真的，在我活着的时候，是你让我知道什么是爱。我死了还能待在这里，挺好的。至少我知道，现在连死亡都无法将我们分开。我可以一直陪着你，即使外面那个世界没有我，你也要好好活下去。
And time is up.
傻逼！
Well, that was fucking sad, not gonna lie. I really liked this this final scene here. I did have one thought though. And this thought was that if I was writing this, I wouldn't have done this. Not yet. I would have left it until the end of the story. Because like with this you know, this anima thing, I would have thought most likely that, and this is probably still gonna happen, I'm kind of predicting this now, right? At the end of the story, Marc will die. And then both him, or his anima, and then her anima is gonna, you know, they're essentially just gonna be together in the cycle of rebirth, you might say. That's basically kind of what I'm predicting is going to happen. And I figured, you know, a scene as beautiful as this would be left as like the final scene. I definitely wouldn't have expected them to do something like this so early, like kind of like mid-season finale, you might even say. But it was a touching scene nonetheless. I mean, they could still, of course, just have done this now, and then at the end of the story they kind of have the same situation where they kind of reunite in some sort of magical way or something, but we're just gonna have to see. I mean, maybe there was a bigger reason for this, but I think having Marc be his young self in this you know, dream sequence that they're going through, right, I think was kind of pointless in a way. Especially if, you know, if Miss Bing finds out, or, you know, Miss Bing's anima that's inside him, whatever. If she finds out that he's Marc anyway, right? Now I get that they wanted to do this thing where they kind of travel together a little, right, inside his head without doing the reunion scene too early, right? But you could have just as well done it a little bit differently, where she just doesn't remember, or maybe she doesn't recognize him. Because, you know, she clearly didn't remember that she died, right? At least I think so. So I feel like you could have just as easily done it in a way where, you know, he's the same age as her, but maybe she just doesn't recognize him. You know, there's like some sort of, because it's his dream, or, you know, his mind, that there's some sort of, you know, something like preventing Miss Bing's anima from recognizing him or something. You could have done anything you wanted, really. They didn't really need to have him be like the extreme young version. The main reason I say this is because, I mean, if they're gonna have like a reunion scene, you know, they were lovers, right? So it's a little bit awkward. I'm not gonna lie, but still, you know, good episode, a very good episode. I do think that they maybe spent a little, like, they spent a little too long in the dream sequence, I think. Just a couple of things I would have changed. Maybe the moment that Marc tells Miss Bing that he's Marc, he goes from his young self, he like transforms from his young self to like the age that he's supposed to be, or something. I don't know. And then once that happens and, you know, she saves him, they have like a longer conversation. Instead of having a lot of these scenes where they just walk around in the dream sequence and inside his mind and basically just looking around, they would have had more of a conversation. But, you know, I think personally, I would have had the reunion with Miss Bing be the final thing. The final moment in the story where the main character, I don't know, sacrifices himself or something, and then gets to be with the one that he loved, right? And they finally reunite. Like, that's what I was kind of thinking of. If you think about it, it actually hasn't been that long since Miss Bing died. In terms of episodes, I mean. But, I mean, it is what it is. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed, and we shall be back next time with episode 7 of season 2. Until then, I shall bid you adieu.